John Drew here from Elevated Planet.
And Jolie Gabrielle here from Elevated Planet. And we'd like to welcome you to today's Pam Gregory meditation. And John's going to take it away.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who can make it today. You know what's nice about this? What I've noticed that typically you get like whether it's 50 or 70 people in total who get to see the meditation, whether it's actually live or whether it's sometime in the days immediately after. But if you think about it, 50 times 50 is 2,500. So we're talking about when you're thinking about the energetic equivalent of what we're putting out there, helping Pam's initiative to gain momentum because that energy is squared. And as we say on the preview to this, it's like for if Pam manages to get, even if it's on a Sunday, which is her main day, 90,560 people, that's the energetic equivalent of the entire planet. So, given that we are feeding the quantum wave structure out there with these beautiful high frequency energies, we can seriously make a difference. So thank you, Pam. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being the catalyst for something that is really going to make a difference. So grateful to everybody who joins us today. And we have got a bit of a share that we'll give it another minute or two before we put it out there because it's only a 2.5 minute stretch, but I think it's really appropriate, again, in line with Pam's message. And interestingly, it's actually a clip from what we're doing on the show this Sunday, because given what we've got going on at the moment in Iran, between Israel and the US in particular, clearly, this is a conflict that is capturing everybody's attention. And, okay, fine, whatever the underlying is, but innocent people are dying, right? And that is the thing that really gets to people. And it doesn't matter what nationality they are. If you are not, in the armed forces or whatever, right? This is not what we want now. However, there are ways we need to look at this. And as Pam always says, we focus on the positives that we want them to feel. We don't focus on the horror. We don't focus on the bad stuff. And this is so the show we've got on Sunday is going to have Greg Braden, and we've also got Abraham as per Esther Hicks, which is like this. A little clip of this is going to be shown now. But I think it is such a powerful message because it tells us actually we're not powerless, helpless people watching on from the sidelines in horror. We can actually make a difference. And I think this is really an important message. So I think we're going to go to that in a second, Jolie. What do you think? Anything you want to add to that?
No, John, I think you summed it up nicely.
Thank you. Okay. So, right, this is what we're going to do then. We're going to just switch screens first off, and then we'll come back, have another little chat, and then we'll launch into the Pam meditation where she takes us through it for about 15, 16 minutes or something like that. And at the end, as you know, we don't come back on. We just leave you to enjoy the rest of your meditation, to be in that meditative state rather than having us talking at you. Anyway, bear with me a second. We're going to switch screens and we are going to give you this little short clip.
Law of attraction is going to respond to you the way you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. That's it. So whatever you've got, you thought about. How about that? Now, sometimes you don't want to hear that because you say, wait a minute, I did not think about this thing that I got. Esther said to us in those early days, Abraham, but it's true. It's true. You want me to not think about this thing that is true? And we said, she didn't like this either. We said, what's truth got to do with it? She was shocked. Abraham, you pretend that you're a non-physical goodness. What do you mean? It's irrelevant if it's true. And we said, law of attraction will make anything that you focus upon true. Law of attraction will cause anything that you focus upon to be a manifestation that you and others can see. So your criteria must not be if it's true. Your criteria must be, do I prefer it? Do I want it in my experience? Do I want to be the perpetuator of that? Do I want more of that in the world? Do I want more of that in my world? And if the answer is yes, then give it your undivided attention. But if the answer to that is no, I do not want that, then withdraw your attention from it. That's not easy, is it? Taking your attention away from something. I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to think about that. What? That thing I'm thinking about. I'm not going to think about that. But you're thinking about that thing you're not wanting to think about while you're saying you're not going to think about that thing, aren't you? And so you can't not think about something because you're thinking about it while you're not wanting to think about it. But you could think about something else. And that really is the art of deliberate creation, is to find something that is pleasant to think about and then think about it long enough that some momentum becomes big enough that then the thought will begin to entice you and to call you, and so will the evidence. You live, we all do, in a universe of attraction, which means this is an inclusion-based universe. There's no exclusion. So when you see something that you want and you say yes to it, you are calling to you this thing that you want. But when you see something and you shout no at it, you are calling to you this thing you do not want. There's no yes or no. There's only attention to it. And attention to it causes an activation within you. And if it's there long enough, law of attraction begins to respond to your active vibration.
So I think that the way that this is put across by Abraham is so important, because you can look at this stuff and, we're constantly being fed this through the media about whatever's going on in the Middle East right now. And, you see the horrors of it. And when you are giving it your attention, you're effectively feeding it. In fact, there is something I can share with you here again, actually, just as a point of interest, because this was something from our newsletter that we published on Monday. So again, this is this Alan Watts piece, and we've used this before on the show a number of times, but this is part of what he says. Conflict thrives on attention. The moment you engage, you feed it, and whatever you feed grows. But if you simply let it be, if you withdraw your energy, it withers away like a fire deprived of air. Now, Alan knew a thing or two, and that, to me, is kind of like a really important point. This is where we have to get smart and learn to take our attention from what we're being presented with and take ourselves into that place of kindness, compassion, divine neutrality at the very least, because you do not want to be feeding that fire. You do not want to be feeding that energy that is then going to grow. So we do know what we do want to grow. We want to grow this beautiful quantum wave structure, positive compassion, kindness, joy, inner peace, happiness, everything we want these people, including ourselves, to feel. Because this is when it's deliberate creation. This is what we do. And we are powerful creators. But we don't want to be unconscious creators. We want to be conscious creators, deliberate creators. So, Jolie, what do you think?
It's time to meditate.
Well
That's
said.
what I think.
Yeah, well, your timing is absolutely spot on anyway. So we're going to do this. Bear with me a second. I'm just in the background here. I have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery, as we say in the UK. Right, there we go. We're lined up. Right. So, okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to join Pam now. It's 7 at the top of the hour. And so we'll leave Pam to run through. We'll leave Pam to run through this, and we will leave you to enjoy it, and we will see you on Sunday. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So as we begin this meditation, you might want to light a candle or burn some incense. Just make sure you're not going to be disturbed and have a sense of creating sacred space. Set a clear intention that this is for your highest good, the highest good of all, and the highest good of the earth. Use a mantra of we're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And then just take 3 long, slow breaths. And try and make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. You might even pause for a few seconds at the end of the exhale. Let your jaw go slack and all the tiny muscles around your eyes soften. Let your face soften, and you feel that heavy, softening relaxation just spreading down through your body, arms, your legs. Feel like butter melting in the sun. We're coming together with open hearts, and we're shifting the collective timeline every time we do this. So imagine our global community. We're creating a sacred global circle. Imagine holding our hands across the world and connecting with our hearts. Some of you may even feel a strong vortex of energy going around the world, connecting all of our hearts together. And know that inside your heart, very small but very bright, is a tiny flame. It's your life force that connects you to the divine. And in the center of this circle, put any living being who you feel or know is suffering right now. People in war zones, people in poverty, disease, famine. You can put animals, birds, all of sentient life. People in extreme weather conditions, earthquakes, volcanoes, anyone or anything who needs help and healing, put them in the circle. And we're not going to dwell on the suffering because that will magnify it. We're going to raise our consciousness beyond that. So start to see waves of very soft, gentle, pale blue light. Waves coming in, soothing, calming, all the extremes within that circle. Calming all the grief, the sadness, the hunger, the suffering. See it all soothing and calming as a mother would calm a child. And you can continue to visualize these soft blue waves of calm light all the way through your day if you wish. And then come back to that tiny, very bright flame of light inside your heart, your divine connection. And as you drop into this light and your breath, imagine that you're breathing in and out through the heart as if it were your lungs. And start to see this light get brighter, stronger, bigger. And feel that we're joining together with that heart light all over the world. Feel the expansion of love that we're creating every time we do this. And as your heart light expands, feel love, joy, compassion, peace, freedom, freedom for all beings. And we're connecting in this ever-growing web of light around the earth. And start to feel with your breath and your heart light that we're feeding this web of light with those positive emotions. Love, joy, peace, compassion, freedom. And imagine this web of light is alive. It's shimmering. It's becoming bigger and brighter all around the earth. We're creating this from the invisible with our focus and our love, and this is how realities are created. You might even notice that other beings are starting to join us. More people, more animals, maybe the elementals, the fairies, the tree beings, our galactic family perhaps, coming together in an army of love, a tsunami of love that is bringing more connection and a sense of oneness to all of humanity. And this tsunami of love adds power to this web of light. You might see it as silver golden, sparkling, brilliant, shimmering, vibrant and alive, and taking on its own momentum. And we're doing this by weaving the harmonics of creation with the divine. It's creating an unstoppable force to transmute all of the suffering from darkness into light. We're lifting all of life on Gaia and maybe beyond. And you might even feel that these pulses from our shimmering web of heart light are starting to reach out into the cosmos via this bigger web of light. They're stretching out like galactic superhighways of love. They're reaching out to our galactic family. And also, in this web of light, they're weaving back to Gaia, all of life connecting, even to the inner earth beings and all of those high intelligences. Everything has more life force now. Everything is more lit up, more heightened, more sparkling. There's a sense of pulsing oneness and harmony across our entire creation. Everything is connected to support the other in this web of light. This is cosmic love and unity consciousness weaving together to create a new reality in higher timelines where anything is possible. We're raising the love and light quotient on the earth. We're creating new stepping stones of light for others to follow. We can change timelines in a moment. We're coming together in thousands every day in one focused intention to build a more loving new earth. We're the bridge builders, the pioneers who will be talked about in history books. We're embodying that new frequency. We are new earth. We are creating a new energetic template. And our legacy will be that we stood strong in our light, our love, and our joy as acts of defiance as the battles raged around us. We're imprinting the energy field with a blueprint of a higher version of humanity, with compassion. And our legacy is how much we raise the love quotient in the world. We're warriors of light and warriors of love. Know that deeply in your heart. We're welcoming in an ever-expanding consciousness of love. And you might just check to see if we've eased the suffering somewhat since we started. And do you feel calmer, clearer, as if the lights have been turned up? Did you see a vision of the future we're creating together every day? Know our power as we come together in numbers every day to do this with spiritual dedication. Every day when we do this, we're adding to the tsunami of love across the world and the living light, which is creating a very different reality for us all. It's a powerful legacy to say that you could not have done more for love in this world as a bridge builder. And gradually, you might start to feel your body again. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And just come back to the room. I just want to thank you and send you many blessings to you all for being with me on this journey of immense courage and transformation. God bless.